Hello, this is Meme Analysis, and today we're going to be doing something a little different. Today we're going for a little trip. We're going into the heart of darkness. We're going to Five Below. As we near closer to the destination, I can sense carcinogenic plastics. Candy infused with plastic. Plastic infused with candy. And a whole realm ruled by Freudian psychoanalysts in the guise of marketers and, research and development people. Toys are the realm of the physical unconscious. And we're going to figure out, what do these toys mean? Why are kids playing with them? And as a bonus, we're going to continue meme analysis. We're going to find out what effects memes have had on consumerism. So, let's go. So to start out, we can look at this makeup kit. You see it has what would normally just be a simple makeup kit with a brand name. Instead, we have something very important. We have memetic lingo. Lingo from Twitter, Shade, has made its way out of the internet onto the product. Boss babe, again, these are made-up phrases. These are not things that used to be said regularly, It's not something you're going to hear in day-to-day life. It's something that exists only on the internet. So it's important to see, these memes, these phrases, they might not be today's product, but they will be tomorrow's. For the memetic point, we have to look at products that wouldn't exist without the internet memes about them. Pizza memed into popularity. I think everybody liked pizza, everybody ordered out and so on. The pizza delivery was kind of a classic archetype of the teenager, but only through memes has it been, given this holy, divine, like, oh, pizza, 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 images of it everywhere, filters with it, everything is pizza. But it's only because of memes. It's only because of this constant repetition of a joke that, I don't know anybody that really eats that much pizza. I don't think it's that common. Maybe it is. We have The Office. The Office was memed into popularity. It was a popular show, but I don't know if you see many other contemporary sitcoms, that are given stickers, and not just stickers with kind of the brand, but, with the memes about it. Then of course we have Fortnite, but not just an image of a character, but a joke about a behavior in the game. Yet again, it is a crossing the threshold from pure memes and things people said about things to being given a product, being given a real physical counterpart. These are here because Disney wants them to be here. Okay, so here's a really important point. We've reached an important distinction. We have the whoopee cushion. Obscene, perhaps. It is a joke, a fart joke. Everybody farts and so on. This is classic. This is a classic toy, a classic prank. But this is where we get into the realm of the perverse. The realm of, it is no longer just the noise. It is no longer the implication that there are feces within us, that there is a smell that could exist. No, you even see there, that stinks. This is this is a Freudian regression. This perhaps, the fart remains funny even in old age. It remains funny because it is always removed a little bit. It is something that retains the implication, which is funny. The funniness is in that tiny degree of separation, even though the smell travels. But part of the joke is that there is no smell. However, in this, we have the direct vulgarity, the appearance of feces, the color of feces. One is expected to touch it. One is expected really to play with it. I mean, obviously it is a dramatization of going to the bathroom, but it is more than that. You see? It says mushy and sticky. toss and catch me, splat. I mean, it is about the physical sensation of touching poop. It is about the sensation of the feces. We are undoubtedly in the Freudian realm. The regression is complete with this toy. You know, the expectation, it's not just, oh, you know, this is kind of rubbery, squishy, slime has its own sensation, but this is obviously meant to mirror feces. Very important. So, I brought over the Play-Doh, the softy dough, to compare with the slime that is really the kind of purpose of this section. This is really important. We have to pay attention to the difference. Play-Doh is the classic. Play-Doh is, you know, what all the children used to play with. It is creative. It's something that you build with. You create things with it. You shape it and mold it. Slime, however, and these kinds of things, they are made with the purpose of a purely tactile pleasure. They exist to be touched and molded and played with. And I think that this shows that there is an aeonic shift from the children of the past to the children of today. The children of the past, not that the children now are less creative or less imaginative, but merely that we needed the realm with which to express ourselves, with which, you know, Play-Doh, Legos, building toys, toys that you would create stories with, whereas that drive is satisfied through video games, through the internet, through you know, apps and things. What we are missing, but what was abundant in the past, is physical sensation, physical play. You know, climbing trees and getting dirty. Now we need an alternative for the children, and the children have found that in slime, in things that are touch-based, tactile-based, because they're not getting the tactile pleasure out of a phone or out of a video game. You know what I mean? They have an abundance of imagined and kind of mental play, but no physical play. That is why slime has become extremely popular. Squishies have become extremely popular. It is due to physical sensation. You see a toy like this. It does not bounce. It is not really useful in any way, except, you know, what are we doing? It's very obvious. It's very clear why these toys have become so popular. And in some ways it has to have the unpopular answer that parenting is losing steam. It's become easier to put the child in front of the phone, in front of the video game, in front of the TV, and so on, to the point that even the most basic needs are met by a synthetic. The synthetic is the parent now. We kind of touched on this in Ideal GF, but these toys, these synthetic breasts, colorful synthetic breasts, are playing the role of the parent. I mean, it's like Brave New World, but even without the automation. Brave New World, but hyper-capitalist, hyper-consumerist. I talked a bit about the physical pleasure, the sensational pleasure from squishies. I think it goes further, though. Consider the inhibition, the prohibition that parents put on playing with your food. We are now given absolute free rein to play with our food, and so on. It's also something that never goes away. One of the great fears in childhood is of loss. The loss of love, food, comfort, and so on. This allows us not only to play with it, but to keep it forever. Earlier on, I mentioned the poop-throwing toy, but you can see that it's not an outlier. It's not kind of just this one toy that is vulgar and regressive in the Freudian sense, but that, in fact, it is an entire genre of, I would say, very popular toys. You see them at every fair, you see them at every little place. There are always poop-based toys, whether it's a poop emoji or really just, you know, the basic poop. I think it's a brilliant marketing plan. You know, pleasure is always, or not always, but pleasure is often regressive, especially for the child. The child is now given free rein to regress to one of, I would say, one of the most dangerous, but also one of the most capitalizable stages of development, which is, of course, the anal fixation. The child is given the ability to remain within, this early childhood stage, to feel the pleasure of their feces forever. I think it is dangerous. A point that I wanted to get at is that this is not some kind of new trend, not something recent at Five Below. It's not as though memes have only recently become very powerful. The reason that I wanted to do this is because months ago, there were two products here that I thought were important to talk about. I should have maybe taken a picture or something. They weren't here this time. But there was a Crash Bandicoot keychain. Crash Bandicoot has not been popular in like over a decade, and yet it is at Five Below. It is because of the meme, because of the Wah! I think that was him. I don't even remember. Crash Bandicoot, I didn't really play much, but he was there purely because of the meme. Then, even perhaps more prominently and more long-lasting of the meme, Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan Kenobi, was on the cover of a Star Wars calendar. You ask a Disney executive 3 years ago, 5 years ago, who do you want on the cover of a Star Wars magazine? You think anybody in their right mind would say Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan Kenobi? A prequels character? Never in a million years. Darth Vader. Luke. Leia. Solo. A ship, even. A stormtrooper. Anything before a prequels character. Now, because of the memes, anything is possible. Corporations will go against, common sense. Common sense says the prequels suck. Meme sense, the internet sense, the logic of memetics says that doesn't matter. There's no more suck. There's no more quality. There's only what I deem valuable, what I deem viable, energetic, memetic. So, as I said earlier, the memes of today are not the products of today, but they will be the products of tomorrow. So keep your eyes open, and remember, memes matter.